I had thus learned a second very important thing, that the planet he came from was hardly bigger than a house. That didn't surprise me too much. I knew well that outside of the large planets like the Earth, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, those which names have been given to, there are hundreds of others which are sometimes so small that you have a lot of trouble seeing them with a telescope. When an astronomer discovers one of them, he gives it a number for a name. He calls it, for example, asteroid 325. I have serious reasons to believe that the planet the Little Prince came from was asteroid B612. That asteroid was only seen once by a telescope in 1909 by a Turkish astronomer. He gave an important lecture about his discovery at an international congress of astronomy. But no one believed him because of the clothes he wore. Grown-ups are like that. Happily for the reputation of asteroid B612, a Turkish dictator imposed on his people, under pain of death, the requirement to dress in a European manner. The astronomer gave his lecture again in 1920 in a very elegant suit, and this time the whole world accepted what he said. If I've told you the details about asteroid B612, and if I've confided its number to you, it is because of grown-ups. Grown-ups love numbers. When you speak to them about a new friend, they never ask you about the essentials. They never say, what does his voice sound like? What game does he like? Does he collect butterflies? They ask you, how old is he? How many brothers does he have? How much does he weigh? How much his father make? Only then do they think they know him. If you say to grown-ups, I have seen a beautiful house of red bricks with geraniums in the windows and white doves on the roof, they can't imagine the house. You have to say to them, I have seen a 100,000 franc house. Then they will cry, how pretty it is. Therefore, if you say to them, the proof that the little prince existed is that he was delightful, that he laughed, and that he wanted a sheep. When someone wants a sheep, it is proof that he exists. They shrug their shoulders and treat you like a child. But if you tell them the planet he came from is asteroid B612, then they are convinced, and they stop bothering you with their questions. They are like that. You shouldn't blame them. Children have to be very indulgent towards grown-ups. But we, who understand life, we really don't care about numbers. I would have loved to begin this story like a fairy tale. I would have loved to say, once upon a time, there was a little prince who lived on a planet hardly bigger than himself, and who was in need of a friend. For those who understand life, that would have seemed much more truthful. For I don't want my book to be read lightly. I feel too much sadness in recounting these memories. It is 6 years already since my friend went away with his ship. If I try to describe him here, it is in order not to forget him. It is sad to forget a friend. Not everyone has had a friend. And I could become like the grown-ups who interest themselves only in numbers. That's also the reason why I bought a box of watercolors and pencils. It is hard to go back to drawing at my age, when the only attempts you've made are of a closed boya and an open boya when you were 6 years old. I will certainly try to make portraits as lifelike as possible, but I'm not at all certain of succeeding. One drawing works, and another doesn't resemble anything. I make a mistake a little with the head. Here the little prince is too big. There he is too small. I hesitate also about the color of his clothing. Then I make tweaks like this and like that, some good, some bad. Finally, I will make mistakes in certain more important details. But you will have to pardon me for that. My friend never gave any explanations. Maybe he thought I was like him. But unfortunately, I don't know how to see sheep through cracks. Maybe I'm a little like grown-ups. I must have gotten older.